I'm Tom Baker, this is Chasing Cars. You're joining me here at the 2025 Seoul Mobility Show. Of course, it's all about South Korean manufacturers here, but not only that, some beautiful Genesis cars behind me. That's where we'll start. So strap in, come with me and have a look at everything at Seoul Motor Show 2025. I'll show you those incredible cars behind me in a moment, but the Genesis stand kicks off with some nice color combinations in the GV60. Of course, it is a niche luxury EV, this one, but it's a cool looking car. And certainly one thing you'll say about Genesis is that they are sort of unafraid to go and do their own thing from time to time. However, is that true of these cars? So over here, we've got the X Gran Coupe, no relation to BMW, I'm told, and the X Gran Convertible concepts. Now, these obviously pick up on tropes of Bentley and Mercedes S-Class Coupe and things like that, but sort of in their own way. There's almost a bit of American muscle to the way the rear fender sort of blisters out like that. This one's green, said to be inspired by Mediterranean olives, with a gold wheel down there as well, and in fact green leather and tan leather inside with wood. That's all a bit of me, isn't it? And then behind we've got a crazy color on this X Gran Convertible. This is Cabernet Sauvignon is the inspiration for the color. I'm a big Cab Sav fan myself, so I feel right at home here. I freaking love the silver wheels. Come on, Cab Sav and silver wheels, now we're talking. And then the interior, holy moly. Blue grape is the color, or grape blue, blue wood. So that's pretty nuts, but obviously going to the fact that people buying cars like this, they customize them, they want them to be a one of a kind, which is exactly what Genesis has done here. And they say they kind of want to build these cars, we'll see. Those concepts are actually on a short wheelbase version of the platform underneath this G90, which is not sold in Australia, but you see heaps of them here in Korea. Layers and layers in the Genesis stand, and here we find the GV80 Coupe Black Edition. So fully blacked out wheels, blacked out grille around the front, black interior as well. And then around back, yep, you guessed it, there's more black. Looks pretty sinister, pretty cool. And then we move over here to the Magma section. Now, Genesis is launching Magma as its performance sub-brand very soon. Now, this car's actually got some cool stuff on it because it's been on a big tour. So around the front here, it's got its Goodwood sticker from when it appeared there. Around the side, however, a little bit of Australia, the sticker and approval for the Bathurst 12 hour, but we're here in Seoul, so I kind of love that little local connection. Next, it's across to Hyundai, who had a global unveiling of two cars. As you can see, they're both pretty popular. The first one is right here in front of us. It's the new Ioniq 6. When I say new, I really mean facelifted, but it's quite a considerable facelift, isn't it? With this new front end, with slimmer headlights, kind of looks like the way they wanted it to be from the very start. But wait until you see the rear end where they've done away with an entire spoiler. There was a spoiler just there, that's gone. We now have this elongated ducktail, which looks a lot cleaner in my opinion. Now, this one is a sort of battleship gray color. You can see the interior here, all pretty much the same as before. The interior wasn't really the problem with the Ioniq 6. It was the weird rear end styling. And I think this is more resolved. What do you reckon? But if we can get close to it, the other big news was this car here, the Nexo, second generation Nexo, another hydrogen fuel cell vehicle from Hyundai. Clearly the view at Hyundai is that this technology isn't going away. It's still worth investing in. The interior looks great. It's another Hyundai sort of family interior, but I love the styling. A little bit Pontiac Aztec, I will say, around the back here, but I kind of like that 80s, 90s crossover revival going on here with the Nexo. Now, this is a very niche car, particularly in Australia, but we probably will see these styling cues on something like the Tucson soon. Moving around the back of the Hyundai stand here, what we've got is the Ioniq 6 N-Line. So an N-Line has now been added to the Ioniq 6 range. This one's got black and red happening. Let's have a look inside. There we go. Oh, it's locked. Let's not have a look inside. Instead, we'll have a look at the front, still small. Do you prefer the Ioniq 6 as an N-Line or as the standard model? Let me know. The other exciting product for Hyundai at the moment is the Inster. I was going to say Casper because in Korea it is called the Casper, which I think is a better name. Now, these are the Casper Electric, which is launching in Australia soon as the Inster. Now, I'm actually hoping to run one of these as a long-termer because I think they look really cool. They are genuinely pint-sized. They don't have a ton of range, but they've got real visual character to them. You can fit roof boxes and all that sort of thing on the Cross model, which is launching at the same time as the regular car in Australia. Available matte paintwork. And if you're a subscriber, you'll already recognize this car. This is the Insteroid, which launched globally a few days ago. I was here to cover that. It's basically, we think, a World Rally Car chassis with Ioniq 5N mechanicals. We know it is an Ioniq 5 underneath, but it's sort of only loosely related to the Insta. All right, let's go and have a look at cousin Kia's stand. It's interesting because obviously Hyundai, Kia, Genesis, they're all part of the same group, but they are very much rivals. So this is kind of over the other end of the show hall. And of course we have the welcome campsite to bring us in. And this is the vehicle that Kia is really on about at this show. This is the PV5. It's the electric urban van. I suspect we'll be seeing a few of these if they sell them at the right prices back in Australia, but definitely a big deal for Europe. Over this side, some Kias that are more familiar. Here's the facelifted EV6 GT. Different wheel design. The interior's now got stuff like power seats, which it didn't have before. This gentleman's going to be enjoying those. EV6 GT, still a pretty clean looking vehicle. Good driving vehicle too. Here's the EV3, which is just launched in Australia. Good size, based on the Kona EV platform. And then here is one of the coolest family cars, the EV9, and this is the EV9 GT. How cool is that? We've got the green highlights in the wheels, green highlights inside, and we'll just squeeze our way in here. Look at that, here's the interior, EV9 GT. Some pretty cool stuff going on there. And then in the back, really fast vehicle, but individual bucket seats. Hey, I kind of love that. Can't wait to have a steer of this car, pretty sinister. I like that it's a bit of a Q car. You don't initially notice that it's a GT. Looks awesome. EV4, we'll be seeing more of that soon. And here's the commercial one. Some people walking through it. Let's join them. Here we go. How's that? It's an electric van. You get the point. Oh, here we go. And now we enter Tasman land, and there's something very interesting going on here, because here's the Tasman as revealed in Australia, although this one has a canopy, unpainted fender flares and all. And here is what I think is the rescue attempt. So this is a concept called the Tasman Weekender. Over here in Korea, Kia is kind of spinning up these weekenders as a new trope. And this one's got the painted fenders. It's got a wide body, it's wider track, 20 mil wider in the body, so not by much. Lime green highlights, 130 mil of extra ground clearance. And it just looks better, doesn't it? You can let me know down below in the comments. Here's the reference. Standard one, just looks narrow. Hi, can I have some painted fender flares for my Tasman? Yes. Lotus had a small stand in a partnership with Esquire, including all the staff members in fashionable boiler suits. The Seoul show is globally very small, of course. It means a lot to the South Korean manufacturers, but you do get some Western brands as well. So we've got a bit of Ineos action going on here, a few Grenadiers, this one popping a wheel. Looks pretty sick. In Korea, after the domestic manufacturers, which are the biggest by a country mile in this market, it's then the German luxury brands. BMW is particularly big, Mercedes is a contender, and here we've got some beautifully specified Maybach product. This is the Maybach GLS. Won't be to everyone's taste, but these huge monoblocks are just sick. And I am big on bonnet stars on Mercs. You can barely get them these days anymore. But even on the GLS, it just looks proper. Beautiful purpley mauvey blue color on this car. Is it open? Will they let a pleb like me have a look? Apparently yes. That's nice. Look at this cabin, blue leather, piano black steering wheel. Oh my God. It's a lot, isn't it? Looks fantastic. Moving around the back, GLS600. As I walk myself into a pole, that's pretty serious. Then over here, if you're not into your SUVs, you'll probably be into your sedans. And this is, of course, the V12 Maybach S-Class. Pinstripe grille, I'm not huge on it, but again, I've got my bonnet star, so I'm happy. A claret color on this Maybach sedan just looks absolutely gorgeous. I can see we've got a tan interior. There's a gentleman enjoying the surrounds there. Check the sort of yacht style trim. It's not so much a tan interior as more of a butter or a caramel. Really interesting stuff. If you're a subscriber to Chasing Cars, you'll know I love a good spec. And here we've got 2 good specs. Mad respect to anyone that engages with the special ordering program at any manufacturer. And here at Mercedes, it's Manufaktur. And we've got some interesting trims here. Dynamica, Napa perforated, espresso brown, Bayeux brown, bellow brown, sienna brown, silver grey, macchiato beige, crystal white. Oh, just anything other than black over black, please. And here's a Maybach model that probably doesn't sell quite as well as the others, but it's the Maybach EQS SUV, again on a 6 set of monoblocks, and again with the bonnet star. Come on, you're just working me up here, Mercedes. We've got some lighting around the, electric shock there. Look at this steering wheel, oh my gosh. I'm also big on a wood steering wheel, so I feel like they saw me coming here. I see some more spec related, oh my gosh. Look at this huge Manufaktur wall. I'm in heaven, look at all of this. We've got more trims or more seat upholstery here. Wow. Oh, look at this, like a cherry. Isn't that cool? I've never been huge on a blue interior, but again, props to you if you like it. How about this? How about ordering an S-Class or something with a cloth interior, which apparently you can do. This is a bit of me. I don't know about these lines in the wood that Mercedes is doing a lot of, but it's certainly interesting. I'd just probably take more of a classic burr walnut. Some colors here. Here's island green. You can get that on a few Mercs now. Quite partial to an orange. This is cool. The only sad thing, there's no one here. I'm the only one here. Everyone else is too busy buying black and grey cars. What else has the 3-pointed star got? A big presence is what they do have. Here's a CLE 53. Probably one of my preferred Mercs in terms of aesthetics of the current vehicles that they've got. Let's have a look at it. The matte black, could take that or leave it, but looks fantastic. Over here we've got a bit of action trying to get into an AMG GT by the looks of it. Silver over red, again a killer combination. Look at this though. Oh, what was I just saying about being partial to orange? That looks fantastic. Geez, the budget wasn't bad for AMG GTs, I'll say that much. Now this one's obviously got something that I'd be interested in, and it's not matte black. It's actually that it doesn't have a black pack. Look at this, we've got the aluminium daylight opening. That looks freaking awesome. Do more of that. And then here we've got an E53. Also not a bad looking current Mercedes in the scheme of things, is it? Last thing before we leave, Benz, we've got the Montclair partnership, which, let's face it, is the correct partnership for a G-Class. G's at an interesting moment right now, shifting to electric, or at least offering electric as an option, I should say. And this is the electric one. Now, everyone's talking about the charging cable box here on the back, which is what this tiny little cover is. I don't actually like that. I think it's impractical, right? Like, you want your G-Class to look like a G, so it needs to have a spare tire on the back. But you can get that even on the electric one. Kind of cool matte blue color here, but even cooler is this G63 with Offroad Package Pro. Come on. This is how I want to do a G-Class. We've got the ladder. We'll have a look up top. We've got roof stuff happening. It's kind of funny in combination with the huge multi-spokes, but that's right, I remember how to get in. Look at the seats too. Bit of an odd. So we've got orange, red seat belt, black and cream seat. That's not right. Apart from that though, wood trim. Oh yeah. Give the door a good slam. This is how I would do a G. Very nice. Here on the Porsche stand, some very cool stuff happening, both old and new, from the old to the new. Here is the 992.2 GTS cab. So this has got the hybrid system, which you can tell from the vertical slats down there. Some pretty sick wheels, little aero wheel, T-hybrid sticker, and then we've got the full red leather interior. Not a huge 911 cab guy, but I mean, it's pretty awesome, isn't it? Now, this is a color I'm interested in. Here's the new Macan EV. This is the turbo, and it's finished in a color called Provence. And you've got this, looks like a sort of matte chrome or matte dark grey daylight opening. Black leather interior, except we've got some exclusive Manufaktur vents in Provence, which, didn't quite get that closed. This is cool. Moving around the back here, Macan Turbo. One thing I don't love about the new Macan is that they're basically all Macan coupes. Like the old one, the petrol one, was more like a traditional SUV end to it. I think that's why it looks a little bit awkward from some angles, but the color's cool. Here's a chap getting very excited about a 911 hybrid, and why wouldn't you? And then we'll move over to another Macan. This one's in oak green. Love the fact you can get this color on the standard palette, or sort of the semi-standard palette. But oh Jesus, this is a watermelon special. Green over red. Not for me. Oh, hello, what have we got here? We've got a Taycan Turbo GT. Heck yeah. I'm assuming this one's got the Weissach package. No, it doesn't. Okay, rare Taycan Turbo GT with rear seats. How's that? This is a quick way to get the kids to school. These things are mind-bendingly fast, and another awesome color. And here's BYD, who've had a bunch of announcements specific to the Korean market, which aren't necessarily relevant to Australia, but it's a good opportunity for us to check out some pretty cool, whoa, that's a motor show, it happens, some pretty cool motors. This is the, I think this, what is this, the Yangwang Super, no, not the Yangwang supercar. It's the BYD supercar in any case, looks fantastic. Here's the Yangwang U8. This thing can do the tank turns just like the electric G. I feel like I've seen this car, it's like following me around the world, this car. But I mean, this is the sort of thing that resets expectations of what a Chinese interior can be like. And it's a pretty awesome looking car, right? Like, you wouldn't want that in your rear view mirror. And then over here, some other interesting product. So we've got the Bao 5. I think I remember the brand name, but I'm not going to try, so I'm just going to put it on screen here. And then a wagon alert. Here's the Denza Z9 GT. We are getting Denza in Australia. This looks pretty cool, I'm not going to lie to you. Interior in cream with some wood and brown highlights, digital mirrors, it's all happening. That's a heavy door. And then around back, look at that, that looks crazy. Old Lincoln sort of style taillights in a wagon silhouette. Plenty of toys for big kids. And that's a big Hyundai. Over at Mini, Countryman SE, white over tan, with a roof box. That'd sap a bit of range. And over here, Cooper JCW, looking pretty sweet. I mean, that looks fun. And Aceman, I swear I have a fascination for the Aceman. They're so fun to drive, so that's really what it comes from. Oh, hang on a sec. We've got an Aceman here that doesn't have a blue interior. We've got orange over like oyster or something. You still get the blue ombre dash, thankfully, but a better color for the seats. Nice. And white bonnet stripes too. Here's a mini cab, getting cleaned up. And then an iX. Here's the facelift iX. My first time seeing the facelift. And I gotta say, it's still an awkward looking car, but it's better, I think. I'm not sure this matte black is doing heaps for it. So I'm gonna say this one should be the M70, right? Oh, yes it is, there we go, M70. Absolutely beefy. And then we've got an i4 in Cape York green. New wheel design for the facelift. This one's an eDrive 40. Probably objectively the best i4 spec in my view. Rear wheel drive, big battery. But obviously in Australia it's the cheapie on the small battery, which is much better value. How's this? Cape York green over espresso leather. New steering wheel for the i4. Damn. This thing looks pretty cool. Of course it does have that grille, but you know what? The crazy thing is I'm actually now used to it. And then of course, like any motor show, you've got all the auxiliary suppliers scattered amongst the car manufacturers. Now the Seoul show, it's small. You've seen it all with me today. Pretty cool, huh? Let me know what you like down below in the comments. And as always, thanks for watching Chasing Cars. Now I'm going to the exit.